What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the internet where your cesspool is my jacuzzi. Hang on, let me make sure my audio is working. You know, we always gotta check that. Okay, I think we're good. Some interesting developments this afternoon. The latest is, despite saying that he wasn't going to blog about the Laura Owens Clayton Echard case anymore, David Gingras has indeed blogged again. But before that, he posted some tweets to stir some shit up, just basically saying that Laura's going to sue anyone who basically called her out on her most recent lie, I guess, which is hilarious because they won't actually sue anyone, much less me, because I don't have anything for them to take, number one. And number two, because they're lying. So that would be embarrassing for them to go to court and be opened up to all that scrutiny where people will actually see every lie she's told. And that's a big yikes. So, not to mention, David Gingras recently outed Laura as using her sister's sonogram or ultrasound and passing it off as her own. So that was hilarious. I did not talk about that because I was busy over the weekend and like late last week, but yeah. Hey, Amy, what's up? Hi, Brad. Thanks for being here. Shenanigans, neither of them can. Yeah, that's true. And I saw this earlier, but I will read it now. Zach says, Ralphie, this new pic is just for you. Look at that sexy looking picture right there. Yeah, okay. And Zach knows that I hate fish pics, and also he calls me Ralphie, so we just let it happen. I'm just waiting a little bit to see if anybody else wants to jump in here. Just give it a minute or two. Hey, Debbie, what's up? So as you can see, we have this blog that we'll go over, and then also here are the tweets that he started posting this afternoon, which are fucking hilarious. JFC recently boasted they caught Laura in another lie. I said I had proof that's false. Here's your proof. The pics don't match because they're from different videos. You sick cult A. I think that's supposed to say ass. I mean, you can say ass on Twitter, bro. Ass. I have both bids. One was trial exhibit A10. The other was not used because it's so short. So the awkward thing is people have pointed out some inconsistencies yet again, but okay. Also, this does not at all prove the point he was trying to make. It literally has nothing to do with what was said. So screw the Gingras stuff. How's the date? You know what? Not for me, man. Not for me. That's okay though. Nice lady. Just she's not for me. That's all right. I think she would agree. We just have very different personalities, which is fine sometimes, but it just didn't work. But no problem. Be friendly. I'd say hi to her if we ran into each other. Everything would be fine. You know what I mean? It wasn't bad. It just wasn't it. You know what I mean? So I decided to stop trying to meet people. Like last month or whatever. It's just like, okay, I'm done because I wasn't as ready as I thought I was. And then so now if something just like comes along, that's fine, but that doesn't mean it's gonna work out, right? So unfortunately, it didn't work out. Yeah. So he's saying now that it was her photo. We'll get to this a little bit more, but it's pretty stupid. All right. So here's what he had to say about this. These look different because, duh, Laura used two different cameras. The battery died on the first, resulting in a second video. So one video is only 2 seconds long and has a slightly different angle, and different lights are on. Look at the shadow from the counter. That's not what people are saying was edited. Like, that's not what's happening here. That's completely irrelevant. So for all you lucky cult members who said Laura lied about this, congrats. You just committed the intentional tort of defamation. Yeah, okay. Laura now has 1 year to seek justice in the AZ courts. My bad, guys. Laura now has 1 year to seek justice in the AZ courts against all those who lied about this, but don't worry, I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it will be fine. Laura will not sue me, and she's not going to sue anybody else, because at this point, her lawsuit threats, they're not working for her anymore. She's finally been caught. She's finally been ruled against. It's not going to happen. All right? Laura should focus on, apologizing and trying to I mean, making amends at this point is not possible, but trying to make things as right as she can with her past crimes. So, suing someone for defamation over a proven lie, not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And they were never going to sue me in the first place. I know that his lawyer says that anyone who, said she lied about this could be sued, or like, yeah, right. Okay. First of all, they don't actually have grounds. And second, them like talking about me, talking about Omar, it was all just a ploy to get Dave Neal back into the conversation, because I believe that they were very sad and depressed that he wasn't paying attention to them anymore. It really seems like Laura needs Dave to function, which is not surprising. She latched onto Mike. She latched onto Victim Zero. She latched onto Greg. She latched onto Clayton like that, where she needs these men's approval, or she needs these men's attention to keep going with her life. And instead of going to therapy, she just takes them to court to drag out their kind of role in her existence, right? And she's doing the same thing with Dave. She can't pretend that he got her pregnant, but she can make threats and try to take him to court, and she can, do everything she can to drag him along into her life and just try to stay relevant to him, which is not going to work. Meredith Jackson, I thought he was onto a new case or some nonsense. Yeah, he has another case, I believe, here in Florida. I don't really know anything about it, to be honest, so I won't speak on that. But Brad could give you a pretty good explanation. He summed it up for me. Hey, Jen, thanks for coming by. Did they schedule their podcast yet? No. There was a while ago, like months ago, they said they were going to do a podcast. And then they never did. And then a couple weeks ago, they said, next week we're going to do a live stream of our own with a JFC rep. First of all, there's no JFC rep. That's not a thing. JFC is not an organization. It's just a bunch of people who are, like actively supporting justice and like not wanting Laura's victims to suffer anymore. It's just, a bunch of people who want to see the same thing, which is basically for no one else to get hurt. It's like an activist movement. It's not a group of people. It's not like we don't meet each other. Like we don't have fucking meetings like a book club. You know what I mean? Like most of us don't even know who each other, is, whatever. Because it's just usernames on a community post, which is like everyone goes to the internet and comments with people that they, share views with or want to have discourse with or whatever. That's fine. This really isn't a cult or whatever they're trying to make it out to be. So skips the part where she's a public figure and has to show actual malice, which will be hard to do as she's being investigated for perjury anyways. Yeah. But yeah, they said that they were going to do a, live stream of their own and have a JFC rep, and that did not happen. Also, he was not very professional in his response to Omar, who offered to have him on and talk and whatever, and gave him a lot of really helpful stipulations so that he would not be getting his client into any trouble, but he refused rudely. And then later, I guess, called Omar back and was, again, I didn't ask Omar exactly what was said, but David was, I guess, more professional and more, easy to talk to, I guess. And that didn't last very long because David went right back to being David the next day. So, So they actually spoke on the phone. Omar did. Omar and David did. We've been missing you at the weekly meetings. The punch is delicious. Okay. Thank you, T. Curry. All right, let's get back into this. So, no, they're not going to sue me. They just wanted to draw Dave's attention back in. So they started, going after the little people, smaller people, or basically anyone who had anything to do with Dave, except for Megan Fox, because Megan Fox is Laura Owens' Bloody Mary. She will not do it. Let's see. Just Jen noticed something. Why is that dated 10/25/23? She stated in an affidavit the light brown bra video was taken and it's dated 10/9/23. Awkward. And I have a video from her Dropbox that she shared on Reddit that it was dated 10/9/23. So here's the, I think this is the affidavit, right? Yep. Between August 1st and early October 2023, I experienced weight gain, especially in my abdomen, as shown in the photos below taken on September 19th, 2023 and October 9th, 2023. Okay. And then this is a video of the Dropbox, Laura's Dropbox that, and let's not even gloss over this. I want to always remind people, this is Laura's Dropbox that Laura posted for the world to see on Reddit, and then complains that people are, you know, like posting stuff about her. I'm like, you literally shared this with the universe. Like, shut up. All right. Let's see. There's the video right there. 10/9/23. Okay. Sure. I think we've all seen that before. Okay. And then she's just scrolling through the rest of the Dropbox, I think. All right. David says, I probably just messed up the video's file name or something, or maybe the file name was mistyped by Laura's former counsel who gave me the file. Whatever. Sure. Sure. I don't believe that, but okay. I don't think he typed the file name at all. I think she did, and she fucked it up. But all right, that's just my opinion. Keep in mind the date you see is just the name of the file on my PC. 10/25/23 pregnant stomach video. Yeah, but this is implying that the video was from 10/25/23. I had to manually rename all these files to comply with the court rules. Our exhibits had to be called A1-XX. Okay. So it's possible when I typed the file name, I got the date wrong. It's not fraud, just chill. Okay, well, to be honest, I just don't believe him at this point, because if you had to type in A10- or whatever, I think you're being pretty careful with your dates here because it's a court document, especially because you were like being all pissy about some dates on signatures or something recently, from what I remember. So, you know, I'm pretty sure that they're going to be pretty thorough with their dates and everything, especially when they have to work hard to keep their lies straight. So no, I don't believe that, unless you're telling me like all these other dates might be wrong too, in which case, is any of your evidence actual evidence? Because it might just be mislabeled. Is that what we're saying? Okay, just checking. Metadata is so important. Please share metadata. They won't, but yeah, Jen. But they won't. Brad, always so helpful. I'd be more than happy to look at the metadata of both files if you would provide a OneDrive/Dropbox links to the files you have. Oh man, I wish you would, dude. But no, I remember back when, you know, the bike stuff was coming up. Brad told me, you know, like he found something in the pictures, and Brad had found out that like it was the photo that she was trying to pass off as like her after Mike had allegedly abused her, which we know is false. Mike never abused her. He like found that it was this like part of a string of photos that she actually took on a different date. So yeah, Brad will look at the metadata for you, David. Free of charge. Hey Kirsty, what's up? Kirsty sent me a pretty cool care package. And I won't say where it was from, but because I don't want to give away any of her information that she's not cool with. But it was awesome. So thank you. Didn't Laura use that accusation against Greg saying he changed the files' names? I don't even know what we're talking about at this point, to be honest, because there's been so many times when she was like, it was Greg, I swear. You know what I mean? So thank you, T. Curry. I don't know if I said that already. Let's see. Assuming that you're absolutely certain that they haven't been edited in any way, but hey, it's only a little minor perjury, right? This is hilarious. Farrah Bueller's Day Off. I don't know who the fuck these people are, but as a graphic designer, I can literally see where these pictures have been manipulated. But now that I've run across your page, I did a deep dive, and I'm laughing you're representing this complete psychopath. Who is this person? Oh my god, that's amazing. Evidence that you can go to law school and still be a complete dumbass. Someone tell this man how the internet and opinions work. He doesn't seem to understand we're legally allowed to have them. That's hilarious. Yeah, I've never seen this person tweet before, so that's actually so funny. But I'll have to check that out more later. That's so fucking funny though. Yep, she takes photos that can be useful to her later, and that girl is all mouth and no trousers, just like her attorney. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. Show the videos, then dingus. Okay. We insisted she changed the photo on her blog, which she did. There is no denying that. We're also insisting the affidavit and the blog had different photos, which they did. There's no denying either of those things. So, like, this is what he actually claimed. He's claiming that these, whatever he posted here is proving that they didn't lie about having a post changed out on the Medium blog, or that there wasn't a different post in the affidavit than there was in the Medium article. So obviously, like, what he's posting there doesn't actually prove anything, so you cannot sue someone for that. It's literally unrelated. So, go fuck yourself. I don't know what you want me to say to that. I hope a jury understands that. I expect they won't be so forgiving in light of the insane cruelty and malice shown by some future defendants. These folks are literally why we have punitive damages. Literally why we have punitive damages. Is that so? We literally have punitive damages so that people can't freely point out when someone is lying? Okay. And then, to no surprise, he, stops responding when he gets faced with, like, questions he definitely can't answer, or people would know his client's lying for sure. Because we all know she's lying. It's just like he can't come out and say that, right? He did by accident a couple times recently, but Laura knew October 16th she was not pregnant since her HCG was 102. You've stated she sent a fake 131,902 HCG test to Dave Neal to get him to back off. Did she take these October 25th videos of her large belly and have a large belly at OOP hearing for everyone to back off? Yo, bro. And this is like where this came from, right? So they're just pointing out exactly what he said this proves. Yo, bro, you made the explicit claim that she did not post the other version, but she did. That's what people were saying. So now you were changing the narrative to it's not edited because they're two different photos, but you said she never posted it. You get the distinction right. No surprise, no response there. Okay, so here was the actual tweet. I just asked Laura if she ever posted that version on the right. This version right here on the right. Okay, this is from her Medium article. Her response, 1,000,000% BS. So here's your chance. Prove Laura lied. Should take you 2 seconds. I'll wait. And then, of course, people did. Brad shows it's the first photo on this page. And, like, of course, he did not, accept that. Here's my issue with both photos. I'm 5'2". I typically weigh about 100 and small-chested. During my 3 pregnancies, one of which had a true disappearing twin, my boobs got huge after 3 months. She is completely flat-chested in both. And then David says, I'm sincerely happy your pregnancies ended with healthy babies. I mean, I guess that's nice of him. Sure, cool. Laura's pregnancy did not end with a healthy baby. Well, no, because she wasn't pregnant. Thus, I don't think it's fair to compare her experience to yours. Every woman is different. Yes, we're all different, but you don't get to tell us that because you don't actually know. Like, clearly, if you think that your client was actually pregnant, you don't know shit about pregnancy or women, but okay. So you're going to drop her if she lied? Come on, man. We all know that's not going to happen. He'll just say it doesn't matter. She has to lie about something of consequence, Okay. So let's go back to this. I just asked Laura if she ever posted the version on the right. This right here. Okay. Look familiar? It does. Her response, 1,000,000% BS. So here's your chance. Prove Laura lied. And by the way, he couldn't prove that she, when people pointed out that she lied, he didn't actually say anything. So, like, he couldn't respond to Brad or, like, give a real response to Brad. I don't even remember tweeting that, dude. The account I'm on right now, guys, is not my actual Twitter account. This is like an old fan page for Wentworth that I had. I have David blocked on my Twitter, which he also lied about because he recently said I had only blocked him 24 hours ago when I showed screenshots that I had blocked him in May. That's 5 months ago. But okay. This is the proof. Numerous internet archives show that Laura did in fact post the edited photo. This is irrefutable proof. Why aren't you responding to this proof? You can't get out of this, so you're just ignoring it. Yes, that's exactly what's happening. All right, so he says 1,000,000% BS. Laura did not post this photo on the right. And his proof of that, guys, let's remember, his proof that she did not post that photo on the right is that the pictures in this montage don't match because they're from different videos. What does that have to do with what we just said? What does that have to do with the fact that his client posted an edited photo on her Medium blog? It did happen. Like, you can't sue someone for saying that because we all saw it. It's archived. Okay. Before I got permanently banned from Reddit, Ella was popular on Don't Put Your Dick in That. I don't know that on Reddit, but let's check it out. Mrs. Brightside, why does he care when you blocked him? I don't know. He was like really upset about that though. Hi, Omar. Catching this as I'm prepping to argue emotion this afternoon, but just wanted to say you need a good slump buster. I know. I know, man. I just haven't found it. But yeah. Sorry. Thank you, Fletcher Boy. I appreciate that. Okay. So this does not prove the claim that he made or the thing that he was taunting people with at all. So you can't actually sue anyone for defamation for making an unrelated statement, much less one that was true. So also, he asked someone to call his bluff. I did, and he didn't say anything. Why? Because they don't care that anyone's calling their bluff. They don't care that anyone is actually pointing out their lies. They just want Dave. They want Dave so bad that they'll try to get his attention by hurting anyone else with like any proximity to him at all. So it's really weird. Okay. Hey, Kaylor. Glad you made it. Thank you. Penny for your thoughts. Hi, how you doing? Okay, so I think we're all caught up here. Except for the blog. We're going to read the blog in just a second. Because he hates when we read his blogs for some reason. Like, you write the blog, so, like, it's not like I'm making, like... Welcome back to the internet. What the F? How did that happen? Sorry, my thing just pulled up on my phone. I'm just like, I'm not even watching myself on my phone right now, so it's weird. Okay. Now that that's over. He, posted about his blog. Hold on, where is it? Let me find it. There it is. Okay. Update. We have a new letter from the Court of Appeals with deadlines for our next big brief. Read more here. And then in his blog, you'll see he's complaining again about people reading it as if that's like some kind of crime or something. It's just like some of these tweets are just so fucking silly, man. Hold on, let me zoom in so you guys can read it. Then we'll go ahead and close out of that. It's those burritos she has every day for lunch. Dude, I don't know. I mean, I can empathize with that for sure. Okay. So we'll go through this. It's not that long. Honestly, it's just as annoying as the other ones in my opinion, but it's not that long. So okay. I'm not a blog, not yet a blogger. I recently decided the next few blog posts will have titles adapted from Britney Spears songs. Why? Because Britney, bro, that's why. See, I hate when he says things that I like don't hate. Because that's actually kind of funny. I'll admit that. Now, quick update regarding Laura v. Clayton. Here's the deal. As you know, we filed a notice of appeal and some related paperwork a few weeks back. Some really, really dishonest people like Dave Neal. Sure, bro. tried to suggest this paperwork was Laura's appeal. I think Dave's point was that the paperwork we filed was actually pretty short and lacking in detail. If that was our appeal, it pretty obviously sucked. I mean, it's gonna suck anyways, man, but okay. Hence, Dave told you that was our appeal because Dave doesn't want the truth. He wants money, and lies sometimes sell better than the truth. Dude, like, Dave makes most of his money off of his podcast. He's been covering other things. Like, even if he did, read your fucking blog, like, it's probably just because he had some free time. Like, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, Dave has other priorities now. That's why you're so desperate to pull anyone else into this thing. But guess what? You can't fucking touch me. Because I have freedom of speech. Something you claim to know well, but yet you threaten anyone who exercises that right. This is just my opinion, of course. That much is clear. But it appears to me Dave wanted to mislead people by posting videos with headlines like Laura files lengthy appeal. This is just typical clickbait garbage we have seen time and time again from Dave. Okay, so lengthy here is probably pretty subjective, right? So who gets to decide what exactly is a lengthy document? Like, if you're writing and the substance of your document suck, then anything might feel kind of lengthy to read. Honestly, like, I could read 100 pages of something that was interesting and that I really cared to read about and think like, oh my gosh, that was so short. Or I could read 100 pages of something that I don't give a shit about, but I have to read it because it's relevant to something that I am, involved with. And I might be like, that was the longest thing ever. You know what I mean? It could be the same thing with something that's 5 pages. You're like, oh my God, this 5-page document was like 1,000 years of my life I'll never get back. Okay, I could feel that way, right? Or I could feel like, oh my gosh, I wish there was more to read. Lengthy is subjective. You don't get to decide what's lengthy or not. Wine club tonight. You guys have wine club on Thursday, Bruce? Give me 1 second. Let's see if we can get my friends in here. Actually, you know what? What time is it? I'm going to do a Quiplash tonight, so we'll probably get them on that if they can join. I go to wine club whenever I want. Okay. All right. Let's see. So let's cut through the bullshit and let's get you some accurate facts. Well, if I wanted that, I wouldn't go to your blog. That's for sure. First, a notice of appeal is not the appeal. It's just the preliminary document that tells the Court of Appeals and the lower court that we're going to be seeking review later. Okay? The notice of appeal is not where any arguments are presented. Those don't happen until something called the opening brief. That document will be long, usually 50 plus pages, and it will explain in detail what mistakes Laura feels Judge Mata made. And boy, are there a lot. Good Lord. The rules don't limit the number of pages. They limit the number of total words. Okay. I personally think shorter briefs are more effective than longer ones, but it's going to be a real struggle to fit a complete discussion into the word limit. I doubt that, but okay. Only if you're, like trying to, scream inconsistencies at people and pass them off as facts. So then you have to muddle it with a bunch of other information, All right. Second, I just received a letter from the Court of Appeals that sets out our briefing schedule. The schedule is good. Okay. Per this letter, Laura's opening brief is due December 16th. Technically, that's the last day to file. We could file our brief early, and it's possible we might do that. No chance we're asking for an extension. Laura is ready, and I'm ready, so let's friggin' do this. You know what? Good luck with that. Also, FYI, the letter from the Court of Appeals does not set a due date for Clayton's brief. Why not? Answer equals the court doesn't need to set that date. Under Rule 15 of the Rules of Appellate Procedure, Clayton's response brief is due 40 days after Laura's brief is filed. That means I control Clayton's due date, not the court. Congratulations, dude. You and your client are desperate to control something of Clayton's. All right. So the thing is, he's like saying Dave was, basically being deceptive here, but a lot of us don't understand some of this procedural stuff and the different words for it exactly. So I don't think there was any malice here. The fact that he's trying to pass it off as it was malicious is interesting. And I don't even remember what words Dave used exactly. So I'm not even willing to say, like, yes, Dave's misspoke, because I don't know. What I do know is that Dave's not the kind of person who would, like, make that up on purpose. He's not going to be like, this is the appeal, when clearly it's the notice of appeal. Like, he's not going to do that on purpose. You know what I mean? He's not going to misrepresent that on purpose. That wouldn't be good for him. So, hey, Mary, what's up? Okay. So, if I wanted to be a total asshole, I could theoretically file our brief right before Thanksgiving. That would mean Clayton's 40-day limit would start running before the holidays, and Woodnick, or whoever is helping, would have to work on the brief over the holidays. Having been in that position myself, let me tell you, that sucks. Sorry to disappoint you folks, but I'm not a complete asshole. At least not intentionally, and certainly not completely. I mean, okay? I mean, you're not making yourself, you're not helping yourself when you are saying stuff like this about Dave and, like, trying to threaten defamation suits against people who only tell the truth. But, kind of seems like you're a complete asshole, but I almost want to take your word for it still. I don't, but I almost want to. In fact, there are ethical rules for lawyers that say it's unprofessional to intentionally screw opposing counsel with deadlines, a rule Woodnick hasn't acceptably embraced, among others. Are you fucking kidding me? Give an example if you're going to say shit like that, because now you just sound bitter. But I'm not Woodnick. That's clear. I am a nice enough person that I promise this much: I'm not going to file the brief in any way that will mess up Woodnick's holidays. That's just silly, immature, and unnecessary. That's hilarious, because everything you do is silly, immature, and unnecessary. But now that matters. Frankly, I don't care how much or how little time Greg needs to work on his brief, because modest errors are so blatant, no amount of additional time is going to help Greg explain them away. Yeah, except for the fact that you can prove that, like, Judge Mata did not give her father documents that you accused her of doing. Like, there's, no way to explain them away except to tell what actually happened, Okay. So that's the update. Look for a long opening brief from us on or before December 16th. Okay, but if it's on December 16th, doesn't that negate everything that you just said about not being an asshole? I will, of course, tweet a link when it's done, or maybe not. This is my favorite when he goes off on these tangents here. If you haven't figured this much out, it does irritate me to have people, and he crossed out people, leeches, remora. I don't know if you pronounce it like remora. It's some kind of sucker fish or something. Like Dave Neal making money from sitting there and reading my work on YouTube. You call this work? Dude, this is a blog. This is like a weird, angry hobby that you have here. I guess you could say the same thing about me. Like, you kind of have. All right, but let's call it what it is. Because neither one of us is really making any money off of doing this. All right. Is that fair use? Yes, it is. It is fair use to read and comment on something on YouTube. Why don't you know that? Why are you asking that question? I thought you were a fucking internet lawyer. Are you stupid? Like, is that fair use? I don't know. Let's ask YouTube. Your client tried it. Your client broke the law trying to put false copyright strikes against me multiple times. And she blatantly lied in that copyright request when she said I didn't add any commentary or transform anything. And she knew she was lying. She did it anyways. So your client is not going to sue me. And neither are you. Why? Because it'll embarrass her as much as her getting denied by YouTube. She can't just threaten a lawsuit. She can't just make legal threats and get her way anymore. Your client's a joke. Because she's lying and she is in the wrong. And so you can't touch me. I'm fucking Teflon. All right? I get to say my opinion and you can't do anything about it. If you file a public court document, people can read it and comment on it. That's fair use. Yeah, exactly. This blog seems useless. I mean, when does that ever stop? All right, hold on, man. Sorry, guys, one sec. Where was I? Oh my god. Okay, my bad. Reading my work on YouTube. Yes, that's fair. It's fair use. I can see both sides, but it doesn't change the fact that Dave Neal is a horrible, heartless human being. The thought that my work earns him money is just barf. I guess that's part of the rules of living in America. Sometimes we have to deal with people who are unpleasant and repugnant. I'm sure that feeling is mutual. It definitely is. I mean, dude. Oof. Anyway, if you've been spending time on YouTube later, please avoid the JFC garbage grifters and give some love to Queen Britney instead by watching the video below. It's a good one, which happens to have been filmed mostly in Arizona. See you in December. And then, of course, he has a picture of Dave here because he wants to make sure that he has something to pleasure himself to later. And then there's a video of Britney because, as I said, he wants to make sure he has something to pleasure himself to later. Oh, hey.
What is going on?
I don't know. It's all kind of nutty shit.
Oh my gosh, sorry I'm late, guys.
Okay, I guess you were doing important stuff.
I was in an important meeting. Financial advisors.
Oh, sorry, I just saw your private chat.
Oh,
Does anyone want to know the context of the secret private chat message Bruce just sent me? It said boop.
It's really compelling. I was just trying to.
I mean, it was more interesting than that blog.
Oh my gosh. What? Okay, so I missed. Did he say anything new in this blog? Is there something to learn? What can we learn, Lauren?
Dave Neal making money is horrible, heartless, and repugnant.
That seems odd.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Dave said a wrong word in good faith, and that's sue-worthy, I guess.
He said the wrong word?
Yeah, he said appeal instead of notice of appeal, I guess. But that's what he's saying, anyways.
Oh.
I didn't actually go back to double check him.
I mean, look, from my here's my perspective. The appeal is effectively a process which will involve many documents, not just one. Yeah. So when we see documents that are related to the appeal, I mean, those are appeal documents. So I don't know. I don't see the problem. Maybe this is just semantics.
Yeah.
This doesn't seem like a substantive problem.
Right. And if you guys don't know, Bruce...
I don't think Dave is not saying the appeal is done, right?
I'm pretty sure he said that.
So, I mean... this is a process. We have to watch the process unfold, and that will involve many documents. So there will be appeal documents. And when he files an appeal document, he will file an appeal document. I mean, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
From either side, right? Petitioner or respondent.
Mm-hmm. And here Bruce has a series of videos you guys should watch, starting with the Court of X Part 1.
Yeah.
And we've got, here's Part 3, and then there's one here that's just Court of X breaking news. This is kind of not
that was the
really
focus
part of the series, but it's like still X related.
That was the focus on the, the statement about the sister's ultrasound.
Yeah.
But I do need to do a Part 4 and possibly a Part 5 because there's a lot of tweets. There's new information today. Everybody got boiled up in these two photos, right? The photo from the affidavit and the photo from the early edition of the Medium blog.
Yeah.
And it's very funny because in the early days, October 7th, he said Laura never posted that other pic. And of course, today it's the 17th, and he's saying that there's two videos, and that's why there's two photos. Mm-hmm. So, it seems like he's saying now she did post that other pic to Medium, and it came from a separate video, which was from a different phone, which makes perfect sense. Like if you use an old iPhone and a new iPhone, maybe they have different photographic characteristics. The f-stop could be different, right? Like this is all fine. It's all fine. The problem is in the beginning on the 7th, he said she never put that photo on the blog, and the photo was there on the blog.
Never posted it. And so now we're trying to say here's proof of something else.
Not the affidavit photo was in that blog, and that's all anybody's saying. And nobody is saying it because they're lying because they know some alternate information. If there's some information we don't have, that's called learning when we learn that new information. It's not called lying.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
if
you can call it that,
yeah,
but I think it's lying.
like if I go out and I say, "Hey, the lawnmower is in my garage," and in the meantime you borrow my lawnmower, Lauren,
I
I
mean,
mean, then
I
I'm wrong.
believe that.
The lawnmower's not in my garage. But once I learn that you borrow it, then I've learned something new. This is not defamation.
Yeah. No, I believe that the lawnmower was not in your garage.
Yeah.
So basically, everything you just said means you're full of shit.
Right? Yeah. I mean, it's just kind of crazy.
I'm
So I don't
suing.
know. There's some there's some interesting tweets out there. There's some interesting things you can do to
Yeah.
understand it. But
It's like really sad though
you
that
know,
they feel like they have to like grab at other people to try to get Dave's
mhm.
attention. It's like Dave's not paying attention to me anymore. I guess I should poke at his friends. You know what I mean? Like maybe then he'll love me.
Did he complain about anybody else besides Dave in this blog?
No.
Oh, jeez. I mean,
Which is no, and that's why it's like so funny to me. It's like we all know what your end game here was because clearly you've dropped like everyone else because he's like, well, first of all, you can't prove me wrong, and second, I blocked him, okay, which he
mhm.
now knows, and three, like the way he's like dropped everyone else at this point, just kind of like clearly you just want Dave so bad.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, and it's kind of crazy because he'll say something like, these liars said that, these liars or whatever, they're terrible. But
Mhm.
it's like, well, what did they say? Like, get the timestamp and then post next to it, like do a side by side, like, explain your case. This is what he doesn't do. He makes these sort of statements that he
Yeah,
hasn't backed up, to my satisfaction anyway.
to anyone's satisfaction, I'm sure.
Um, so I don't know. All we can do is keep our eye on it, and
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I
if
don't
we
know.
try not to, I'm sure he'll find some way to get our attention. I mean, he's gonna start attacking your rooster if you stop talking about him.
Uh, I mean, he can. I don't.
How dare you
He's
make
just out in the
money off of
chicken.
my work?
He's just out in the chicken coop enjoying life. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what you can do. Yeah, but I'm gonna have to get to work here. I don't know. I also gotta. I got a
Mhm.
lot of chores to do. Oh, busy time. I got to go to a wine club. Life is busy here, Lauren. I don't know. A lot
What
going
is
on.
wine club? It's like what is it like noon there? So
I mean, I don't.
you had a busy day.
No, I'm going tonight. Tonight, not
Oh, dude.
not right now. Not right now.
Damn,
Later
you guys
tonight.
are cool.
Well, no, they do have things during the day. You can go like on the weekend. Like Saturday, I am going there around noon.
As you
Um,
should. Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot going on. Good times.
Hey, Ducky. I never get notifications. Yeah, YouTube fucks that up pretty good. I never get them either for anyone. So sometimes I get them for Dave, but like I don't get the push notifications. I get like I'll like log into YouTube and it'll show up, but it doesn't like come up on my phone like it's
Mhm,
supposed to.
mhm.
So hang on.
Yeah,
Gingras does not control Clayton's brief due date. First off, it's not required Clayton file a brief. Clayton can ask for extension and set his own due date. You know this, thanks.
interesting.
Yeah, I don't actually know anything about Arizona Family Court appeals. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So, but that I mean, it sounds plausible to me. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. This whole thing just reminds me of like when I was younger and I went to my parents made me go to acting camp, and there was this camp counselor, and I wish I could pretend I didn't know her name, but since I've known so many people with this name in my lifetime, I guess I'll just say it. Her name was Kelly. Nobody's gonna know who Kelly was just by me saying her name was Kelly, because this was back in the days when you don't also record and document everything online either. So it's not like there's
Mm.
pictures of Kelly floating around. Anyways, this girl Kelly, I don't know. I had what I now know to be a crush on her, and I didn't like when
Ooh.
she was, like I don't know when my 9 or 10-year-old brain perceived she was ignoring me. And I would like go talk to the other counselors that she talked to a lot. You know what I mean? And so that's what this
Mm.
reminds me of. Is like Dave is no longer paying attention to this man, so he's talking to the other camp counselors who Dave talks to.
Oh.
I feel almost a little bad for him, but not really.
I mean, yeah. If he's trying to set up a lunch date with Dave, he's going about it the wrong way. Twitter and blogging is
I,
not the way to
I,
do it.
I think he wants to skip to
Um,
dinner, dude. I don't think
you
there's
want to
any
get
lunch
on
date.
Dave's calendar, you probably got to go through me first. I don't know, but
Yeah.
he's not trying to do that. So good luck.
All right. Well, I better get back to my job actually, because this is not actually what I do for income, David. Read your work or whatever. But I will see you guys later. Sorry we didn't get Bruce on for very long, but he was busy. He's an important man.
Oh my gosh. Well, we'll see. I don't know when you're doing gaming tonight. I may be at Wine Club. We'll see.
I'm not sure either. We'll see. We'll see.
In any case, I'll bring my earbuds so I can listen.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
I'm not chatting with all the peeps. We'll see how it
All
goes.
right, guys. I will see you
Talk to y'all
later.
later.
Thanks, everyone.